is gluten? Gluten has been part of the human diet for thousands of years. Gluten is named for the proteins found in wheat's endosperm: durum, emmer, spelt, farina, farro, kamut, corazon, wheat, and encorn, rye, barley, and triticale. Endosperm is a type of tissue which produces seeds. These seeds are ground in order to produce flour. Wheat is commonly found in breads, baked goods, soups, pasta, cereals, sauces, salad dressings, and roux. Barley is commonly found in malt, food coloring, soups, malt vinegar, and beer. Rye is commonly found in pumpernickel, rye beer, and cereals. Triticale is a newer grain, specifically grown to have a similar quality as wheat, while being tolerant to a variety of growing conditions like rye. It can be found in breads, pastas, and cereals. Gluten is made of two proteins called gliadin and glutenin. Glutenin causes the gluten to be elastic, and gliadin permits the gluten to be able to be stretched. Today, people believe gluten is unhealthy and has a negative impact on a person's health. Most people believe a gluten-free diet is a healthier one, and the market for gluten-free products has exploded. However, some people's bodies are not able to tolerate the protein and are gluten intolerant. Gluten intolerance occurs when the body has an abnormal immune response when it breaks down gluten during digestion. Celiac disease is the most common of the gluten intolerance diseases. Celiac disease can occur at any age, but most of the time, the disease develops in infancy. When a person with gluten intolerance consumes gluten, he or she can experience symptoms such as diarrhea, abdominal pain, weight loss, fatigue, heartburn, bloating, and joint pain. The intestines can also be damaged from gluten. If a person has celiac disease, and other serious conditions can result, such as infertility, osteoporosis, and bowel cancer. There is also another form of gluten intolerance called non-celiac gluten sensitivity.
Why is gluten important in making bread? Gluten is a protein composite that accounts for 75 to 85% of the total protein content in bread. When the flour is mixed with water, the gluten swells and creates a continuous network of thin strands. The stress produced by mixing the water and flour breaks the bonds between the protein chains of the flour and protein. The network of the strands causes the dough to be elastic and stretchable. The next stage of the bread making process is the proofing or the rising of the bread. This produces carbon dioxide, which causes bread to rise. Consequently, with the rising of the bread, the gluten network is able to expand. The gluten in the dough must be of a certain quality. If the gluten is too fragile, the air bubbles created during the fermentation will not be able to stretch, and the loaf of bread will be very dense. When the bread reaches the baking stage, the gluten thickens. At this point, the gluten is not elastic anymore. Lastly, after the bread is cooked, removed from the oven, and cooled, the bread has a solid but light texture. The making of bread and the role of gluten can be compared to the action of chewing bubblegum. At first, the bubblegum is softened in the mouth by the saliva and the gum becomes elastic. Eventually, the gum is able to expand and successfully be blown into an air bubble. In all, gluten aids in the maintaining of bread shape, and it's essential in the bread making process.